What's up, guys? It's Jason from Melton Tackle. The Seabass are biting, so we're going to take you through the shop and get you a couple of the essentials you need, whether you're sport boat fishing or fishing on your private boat. The first essentials I gotta say is if you're not making squid, or if the bait barges don't have squid readily available, nachos is out, or whatever it may be, you're gonna want to have some stuff to make your bait for you. We've got all your squid catching devices all here. We've got the 5 hook and the 8 hooks, and then we've got your lead with the hooks on it as well. I'll usually go for a 5 and an 8 hook. That way you can get a couple people on the boat trying to jig up some squid if they're kind of stuck to the bottom, especially if you have a squid light and you're going to be making squid that way. We've got our mono dip nets over on the other side over here, and that's definitely going to be an essential. If you're able to crowd and net the squid, you are 10 times ahead of the guy behind you. We've got all the get some hooks over here. Pretty big essential for you. The Getsums have a heavier hook on them, and Seabass will exploit weak hooks and subpar tackle and terminal. So I usually will go like glow or orange on here. I'll grab a couple of each just because you usually have at least a couple of friends out with you that are not going to have what they need to actually be able to go fish. So what I did here is I grabbed 1/2 ounce, I grabbed 3/4 ounce, and I'm going to grab a couple 1 ounce. I don't tend to use a ton of the heavier stuff unless you're fishing that deeper water, which it really haven't been doing quite as much. If you're fluke fishing, yeah, you might want to grab some of the heavier leads, the heavier Getsums to use some of the longer 8-inch flukes and 6-inch flutes and such with. We got all the colors available in here, from all the orange all the way down to the naked metal. We've got all the spoons and everything here for you guys. If you're gonna do some coastal sea bass fishing, we got the floats and some hamburger rig stuff for you. I always will go out with a couple floats. I'll take a big one and a couple small ones, just because you probably lost them after using them the last time. If you're anything like me, usually the stuff goes into a bag, and that bag ends up somewhere God knows where in my garage. Everybody's got an opinion on this one. Some people want to use the Aki or Aki twist. I prefer Aki twist hook. You tend to get a better hook set off of that hook than you will just a standard Aki. A lot of influencers and guys that really don't know what they're talking about will say 7/0 is the only hook you need. I'm here to tell you that's false. You're gonna wanna get, a bait is not always the same size every time, and every bait you pick out of the tank isn't always the same size. I'll use anywhere from 3/0 all the way to 7/0 on Aki twist hooks. So usually I'll pick, you usually have about 6 to 8 hooks in a pack or less. So I'll go 3/0, 4/0, 5/0, 6/0, and 7/0. If you're on a budget, possibly just grab yourself 4/0, 5/0, 6/0, and 7/0. If you're really scratching the bottom of the tank on that one, grab like 5 through 7/0, and you should be okay. But it's nice to have a variety open to you. You never know, you're gonna end up picking up really small bait, or spawned out really large bait, or it's just spawned and it's tiny bait, and you got to make do with what you got. A lot of us, when we've talked to like Dave Pfeiffer and other guys, they swear by the glow sinkers, and he swears by glow beads. I've been there to witness, he ain't full of shit. So I would definitely get at least a couple of the glow beads. And if you're really into it, grab some of the glow sinkers. They're a little more expensive, but it's, in a lot of cases, it is worth its while. I'll generally grab 1/4 ounce all the way to like 1/2 ounce, 1 ounce on the egg sinkers. I usually will always have a little bit heavier of the egg sinkers laying around on the boat or in my box already, because you don't use them quite as often, but the smaller stuff you tend to go through quickly. So even when you think you have it in your box and you think you're all prepared, probably a good idea just to grab an extra pack just in case, because nobody wants to get out there and find out they're caught with their pants down at their ankles there. So I'll grab a couple of each. Usually these will have about 3 to 6 hook or sinkers in a pack. So these are 3/8 right here. I got 1/4. Grab a 1/2, and then I'll go 3/4 and 1 ounce. So I got myself pretty well rounded for going out on the day, day trip on a boat or overnight trip on a boat. A lot of that sea bass has been pretty far, so some of the private boats haven't been venturing out to like St. Nick and stuff and fishing all all the way out there. But a lot of that local stuff's starting to bite, and the coastal sea bass is starting to bite. So for a lot of you guys, if you're looking to get out and you want some good knowledge and dope on what to actually buy and not to waste your money on, come on down here. We'll get you a good little sea bass box, set it all up, have it all labeled, ready to go. Make sure you're as successful as you can on your next trip. If you got any questions, call into the shop. You can shop online at meltontackle.com or call into Newport or our Anaheim stores and talk to any of the guys.